pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. Kelly, would you please let the record show we are all present? We're going to move on to the approval of the consent agenda.
I'll make a motion to approve the consent agenda as submitted.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, we're going to move on to the approval of the agenda. I have no changes. Anyone else have anything?
I'll move the approval of the agenda as presented.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, we're going to move on to announcements and communications. And I have an announcement today that I have to say because I'm very proud of our township employees. So I know a lot of people don't know, and I'm not going to get too involved on what it was about or but we had a handful of township employees, and I'm going to name them. Mark Schneider, who works as our zoning official. We had Derek Spillak, who's our DPW coordinator. We had Dave Cook, who's one of our DPW people. We had Johnny, who's one of our DPW people. We had Amy and her husband Sean that took their time out of a Saturday afternoon and went over and helped a family clean their yard up. And they spent a good 6 hours helping this family that needed help. And I am so proud of you guys. And I just have to tell you, you know, that it's something about this township that's so incredible that the people that we have that are here in the township are that good of people. And I'm very proud of you guys, and I wish the others were here so I could tell them also. But thank you. Thank you so much. And I hope I didn't miss anyone, did I?
No, that was everybody that was there.
Okay. You guys did a wonderful job, too. That place looks amazing.
Yes.
Incredible.
Thanks to Mark for organizing it.
Mark is a great person.
Absolutely.
Okay, any others?
I guess I can do this. It's election time again. The South Lyon schools will be having an election in November, so we've ordered our absentee ballots. So the election is Tuesday, November 4th. If you will be out of town or might not be able to make it, please contact the clerk's office for a ballot, and we'll get that mailed to you. Otherwise, we hope to see you the 9 days prior for early voting or on election day.
Okay, thanks. Anyone else? Okay, seeing none, we're going to move to call the public, where you can come on up to the microphone and talk about anything non-agenda related. And yeah, come on up, just give your name and address for the record. Thanks. Who is this guy?
Not many people would admit it. Steve Archibald, 57303 One Mill Point, New Hudson. Also the superintendent of schools with South Lyon Community Schools. I've left each of you a packet tonight. As was mentioned, we have an upcoming bond proposal. I certainly don't expect members of the board to answer on behalf of the district in terms of any questions you might receive, but I do think it's important as prominent community officials that you have some of the accurate information and things that we are sharing with the community. As a part of a larger strategic plan, which we recently updated, the district is actively continuing its commitment to providing an exceptional learning experience that empowers all students to thrive academically and personally while preparing them to be the best versions of themselves. The 2025 bond proposal was developed to offer an opportunity to create a more equal learning opportunity for all students in our district, regardless of the school or the grade level. Every classroom should provide the same high-quality education, safe and secure facilities, and future-ready resources. And this bond proposal aims to close the gaps between our school buildings by investing in district-wide improvements. To support our mission, the Board of Education is asking voters on November 4th to consider a $350 million bond proposal that would fund district-wide improvements at a zero tax rate increase. The proposal focuses on safety, infrastructure, and providing students with a state-of-the-art technology and future-ready learning environments. Additionally, the bond proposal would increase significantly an expansion of our early childhood center, enabling the district and community to better attract and serve our young families. And also, we are looking at a significant expansion and renovation to the Center for Active Adults. So again, you have information here. Anyone with questions is welcome to contact either me directly or the district at bond2025@slcs.us. And I've also provided each of you with a lapel pin, which is our new logo, and there's a brief description of what everything in that pin means there on the left-hand side of your packet. So I appreciate your time tonight, and thank you for letting me speak.
Okay, thank you, Steve. Appreciate it. All right, anyone else like to come on up? Okay, seeing no one, we're going to move on to reports. And the first report up is DDA. Amy.
Good evening, everyone.
Hey.
Since our last meeting, just a few updates. I had the opportunity to attend the Michigan Economic Developers Association annual conference that was held in Holland. There were a lot of really great sessions, some very relevant to our community here, so I look forward to passing along some of that information. I've been working on our annual Lighting Up the Grand event that's coming up this December 13th, so promotional materials should be coming out shortly for that. I know it's crazy to think about Christmas already. I sat down with a couple local downtown businesses to do some grant submissions through Main Street, Oakland County, so we're hoping that maybe one of our local businesses was able to secure some funding. We should find out in the next couple of months. We've been starting work on our 2026 fiscal year budget request. I also had the opportunity to attend a Main Street, Oakland County Powers of Financing of the DDA's training event, where I got some valuable information there too. Working on scheduling social media for our third and fourth quarters for the DDA. We have a fourth quarter economic vitality networking training event coming up on November 18th. It's going to be an educational roundtable format with local professionals doing 10-minute quick sessions where we rotate around the room. We have some promotional events coming up. I had flyers left at the back table for our Scarecrows on the Grand, our trunk or treating program in October, Goodies on the Grand, and we have a History on the Grand tour on September 27th in conjunction with Michigan Downtown Day. We're happy to announce that we have a returning presenting sponsor for our Lighting Up the Grand. Reyes Coca-Cola will be sponsoring again this year, and the DTE Foundation has provided us with a grant to host our holiday market this year, which we'll be doing over at Dolson Elementary. We'll have extended hours. It'll actually be from 11 to 4 this year. And then we have Level 1 HVAC that's signed up to be an activity sponsor for this year too. So we are still looking for additional sponsors, but those are some that have already signed up. And two more updates. I wanted to pass along a sad message that we have heard from Draft Horse, and after 10 years, they will be handing over the reins of their business to a new owner and operator. They will be continuing the location as a restaurant and microbrewery. They want to extend a heartfelt thank you to the loyal patronage and support over the past decade that they've received from the community. Their last day of regular service will be Saturday, September 13th. So if you're able to stop in there and give your thanks to their support in our community in the next week or two, that would be appreciated. And then lastly, I just wanted to announce that we did receive word from the Detroit Institute of Arts, and they have granted our request for their Inside Out program next year. We've been approved for up to 7 displays in our community, so I'm looking for feedback on potential locations. If you'd like to email me directly with any suggestions, I have a list going, and we'll be meeting with representatives from the DIA the second week of October to do a tour of the community to go over potential locations to see what they think they can do. So we're very excited about that. Are there any questions?
Just have one you missed. What's going on with the corner?
Oh, our holiday decorations up at the 6 Points corner right now. We're working with a company through Ann Arbor that does landscape design, and we've partnered with them. So we have a display going up. Right now, it's only half of the display. So it may look a little sparse, but what we have up, we wanted to get up as soon as possible. But in the next couple of weeks, when mums come in, we'll be having mums put on the trailer. We'll have corn stalks, hay bales, some other decorations up there. But that'll be on site through all of October. and we're very excited about it. So we appreciate it. We have a sponsor, NLB Corporation, is sponsoring that display this year.
Okay, well, I thought that was pretty important. You're
Yeah,
seeing some
thank
stuff
you.
go up
Forgot all
there,
about
and,
it.
Are there any pods going on there? Got mums, pods?
Not
I'm
so
kidding,
much.
I'm kidding. All right, that's
Always trying to trick us.
always try. Okay. We're gonna move on to the fire. It looks like we've got some exciting things going on with the fire department.
Good evening. I hope everyone had a good Labor Day yesterday. For the month of August, fire prevention did 26 inspections totaling just over 4 million square feet, bringing us year-to-date total inspections 162 and just over 11.5 million square feet. On average, our firefighters trained 9 hours each this past month, and for this month, the focus will be on Park to Protect, and we're going to be doing live evolution fire training over at the Wixom Fire Training Center. Calls for service, last month we were down 1 from last year, but we had 178 calls for service for the month of August. Last year we were at 1,319, this year we're at 1,318. The next part of my presentation, if I could have firefighter Westover, firefighter Peterson, paramedic Robbins, and paramedic Mayo step up here. Just stand to my left if you could. On August 3rd, 2025 at 22:20 hours, firefighter Nathan Westover, firefighter Brian Peterson were dispatched to a 78-year-old male who was not conscious, not breathing, with a family member performing CPR. Upon arrival, firefighter Westover and firefighter Peterson found the patient with no pulse and not breathing. Firefighters continued CPR and connected the AED. Immediately, a shock was advised. After the first shock was delivered, CPR was once again continued and an airway was secured. The AED then advised a second shock. After the second shock was delivered, Huron Valley Ambulance arrived. Paramedics Nishan Robbins and paramedic Julia Mayo assisted with connecting the Lucas device, and mechanical CPR was continued. At the same time, HVA paramedics provided advanced life support techniques. The patient regained a pulse and was transported by Huron Valley Ambulance to the hospital. Without the excellent care and professionalism of these individuals, the patient's outcome could have been significantly different. The Lyon Township Fire Department would like to recognize firefighter Nathan Westover, firefighter Brian Peterson, paramedic Nishan Robbins, and paramedic Julia Mayo with the department's life-saving award.
Oh, man, that's so awesome.
That concludes my report, unless you have any questions.
That's a good report.
Thank you.
And thanks, everyone, for keeping our township so safe. We depend on you guys a lot, and we appreciate it. Thank you. All right, we're going to move on to the sheriff. What we got, LT?
It's always hard to top that. All right, let's see. Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
It always happens. No one wants to hear the police.
Yeah, you certainly do.
So once again, we're going to partner with Blake's this year at the Blake Farm site from September 13th to about October 26th. You could expect to see the deputies there patrolling on the weekends with a gator, keeping everybody safe. Next up, I've spoken to the secretaries downtown in regards to our office support clerk specialist, and that process is underway. I'm hoping to get Deputy Biggers, who worked out here for a number of years. I'm hoping to get him back. He is still interested. He's been given a background packet, so hopefully in the next couple of weeks I'll be able to advise if we've gotten him secured or not. But that would be a win for a township. He knows everybody, he knows the location, and it will be a seamless transition back home to Lyon Township. So I'm very thankful for that opportunity. Next up, the vacancies. I've spoken to the captain about the number of vacancies we have in Oakland County, which would be 45. So we're going to continue to keep 3 vacancies here in Lyon Township. We're going to have 2 on afternoons, 1 on days. And in addition to the vacancies, we also have 2 people on short-term disability. One is our Karani, and then Middleton. It's just It's hard to keep people healthy in a department this large, but we're doing our best to recruit and work through the issues. But not to worry, I am managing our resources wisely, and every vacancy that the township is owed, I make sure is filled with overtime. The only thing we lose are the people that normally work here, but we can get through it, through these trying times. And that concludes my report right now. Does anyone have any questions for me that aren't related to Flock? Okay, I'll see you later.
Thanks.
All right, thanks, LT. All right, we're gonna move on to Planning Commission. Patty, anything
Yeah.
going on there?
Yep, we had our meeting, it was Monday, August 11th, and we did hold a public hearing for Hickory Creek West Special Land Use and the site plan. The Planning Commission approved to move it on to the Township Board as long as, they approved the special land use and the site plan as long as the site plan is approved by the Township Board. So we had that, and then we had old business. We had the Rondo Road condominium site condo review, and we had that, and that was approved by the Planning Commission. It had been tabled, but the board said yes to that. Under new business, we had the Grand Napier Park site plan review. That also was approved by the, it's Bobby, he's here. That was approved for, to move forward to the board. And then we had Blake's that came in with a seasonal parking site plan, and we definitely wholeheartedly approved that. So that actually concludes my report. If there's any questions,
Okay.
happy to answer them. Good.
Sounds great.
Okay.
All right, the ZBA, Lisa, anything?
Well, we did not have a meeting in August. We do have a meeting September 15th, and there are 2 items on that agenda. I will not be in attendance because I'll be in the Upper Peninsula. But
Okay.
if somebody wants to attend in my place, just for the sheer enjoyment of
You'd want to go to that, since you haven't been to any, you'd probably cancel your trip and go to
that. No,
that.
yeah, I'm not canceling my trip. Dave
No?
Palaga canceled his
No,
trip to
no.
Hawaii. I, on the other hand,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah, that's something we should.
If I can just take a quick
Please,
minute.
go
I
ahead.
didn't think of this under announcements, but many of us know who Mike Barber is. He's served the township in many capacities, and he did pass away. I got a call from his family on, I think it was Friday. So he's gonna be laid out at Phillips, I think it's on Thursday, from like 4 to 7. So, you know, again, a lot of us knew him, and he gave a lot of hours to the township. He was in my Kiwanis Club, and so he's gonna be really dearly missed.
He was on 2 boards too, right?
Yeah.
He was on ZBA board and he was on Board of Review.
Yes.
So he's gonna be well
Yes.
missed.
Yeah.
So just an
Thanks,
info.
Patty, because I didn't know if it was something that I should announce, but if you've heard from the family, I'm glad.
Oh,
that
they
you
called,
did.
yeah, they called me.
Yeah.
And it was on his phone. So,
Oh.
you know, when I saw Mike Barber, I go, oh my God, I hope everything's okay. And yeah,
Yeah.
so, yeah. Had a long relationship with him and Betty and that, so, yeah. So I just
Okay.
wanted to say that.
No, that was good, thank you. All right, we're gonna move on to the building department. Tony?
Good evening.
Good evening, Tony.
Well, I was out last week, so I played catch-up most of the day today and didn't get there, but I'm working on it. I don't have really anything noteworthy. We're very busy, and there are updates I can provide, like the Walmart renovation has been approved, and we should have that processed, their permits processed, hopefully sometime tomorrow, and issue those permits. It's mostly finishes, but it's a lot of work that they're doing. A lot of money they're putting into the building. Lone Oak, the Coca-Cola distribution plant moves along, and I think they're getting pretty close. We anticipate the potential for issuing a C of O. I want to say next month. So it's.
Oh, they're right on schedule.
I'd say so. Yeah. And let's see here. Our new administrative staff, Amy, is working out great and learning quickly, and you can already tell she's made quite a difference because we're not scrambling quite as much as we were to handle phones, during lunchtime and things like that. We have good coverage now, and she's fitting in beautifully. And that's about all I have to report, really.
That's great.
Thanks.
Thank you, Tony. All right, so I want to move on to the water. We have a little bit of news. So Tony made sure that the building was put together right, and they had to stop and change some things, and he was really instrumental in that. That's all put together right. They've started working on it again, and we're still looking at possibly getting that thing opened up by end of year. So, luckily, we've gotten through the bad season of water usage, and I think we're in good shape.
May I add?
Yeah.
To the contractor's credit, they pivoted quickly, moved very quickly to correct the issues that were discovered.
And they were serious. I mean,
Yeah.
they weren't just little issues. I mean,
No.
he caught some serious things, and it was good. All good stuff. Also, the water tower in Milford is on schedule for start moving dirt in the spring. So they're going through the permit process right now. The site plan review is in Eagle's hands, I guess. I think, no, he hasn't got it in their hands yet.
No.
But it's all put together. We got the plans today, and I think it's gonna be pretty easy to get it through there. I think they're wanting it put in, so.
Yep, and they'll go through that site plan process in Milford Township for your
Yeah,
agreement.
they went through that.
Yeah. Yep.
So we're going pretty well on that, but I think by the end of next year, we'll have another 1 million gallons online, so that'll be another nice thing. Other than that, I think most things, we had a little bit of a mechanical glitch this last week where, the mechanical part of it broke down a little bit, and we had a little cloudy water in a few places, but we got that cleared up very quickly. And being that things like these are mechanical, they are going to give us issues. But we're putting in place a very redundant system, and I believe once South Hill goes online, these issues will be very few, actually. South Hill's is going to be a big deal in the water, and I can't wait to show you guys how it's coming along. It's a beautiful, is it not a beautiful place? I mean, it's going to be wonderful, and
Yeah, it looks
much
good.
different than our Woodwind, much different. Okay, but that's all I have. Anybody have anything they want to talk about the water? I think we're in good shape with it. Okay, no questions. We're going to close the reports, and we're going to move on to unfinished business. And we have 2 items. I believe we're going to table the second one, but the first one is in consideration to adopt, and it's a site development standards. Oh, you're not going to, the first one?
We can table both of them.
Oh, you-
John. Yes.
The first one too?
Yes.
Okay.
They're tied together. We want to make sure that the two of them are speaking
Okay, I thought it was
together
only the
correctly.
animal one. Okay.
No, sorry.
All right, well, somebody want to, is everyone okay with doing that? Tabling these for 30 more days? 30? Okay. Someone want to make a motion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Do we have to do it for both of them, or is it just the one okay?
I'm good for both.
Okay.
It sounds like the motion was for both, so
Yeah.
that's fine.
Okay, good. Okay.
Me too.
Then we're going to move on to new business. And the first is consider the approval of the amendment for assignment and use of the school officers between South Lyon Community Schools and Charter Township of Lyon. This has been a long journey here.
So, once again, in front of you for your consideration and review. As you mentioned, it's been a long journey. This contract has gone through many versions. And thanks to the wonderful assistance from our attorneys, we were able to get the language compiled from the SRO addendum into this to make it easy to read, which the county compelled Mr. Archibald to sign too. So yeah, we've done a lot of work, but once we get done with this, we will be done until 2028. And I'd like to thank all of you for your continued support in the SRO program. I think we all can agree how important it is. You guys must feel that way because you continue to contribute, and we all appreciate that, the contribution for our future. So with that said, let's get into some specifics. Does anyone have any questions before I start?
Well, you kind of brought up the term. So this goes through December 31st of 2027, which lines up with the county's fiscal year. Is that the reasoning? Because it's kind of
Correct.
halfway through this school year.
Yes, previously we were kind of offset, and it created kind of an issue when they increased the wages by 33.5%. But we remedied that by getting it aligned with the county's contract terms.
So when we would look at this again, would that then be before the 2027 school year?
I'd like to say yes, but I don't
If
know
it's-
that they'll know the
okay.
rates. Normally, they wait until January to even give them to us. But
Okay.
probably December, they may have, I mean, I'm sure they have them before then, but it all depends on when they're gonna tell us, right? So we're kind of at their mercy in regards to the actual rates it'll be.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Ron.
Go ahead.
I just noticed the different language use, and I didn't know if there was a distinction, because throughout the contract, it refers to these as sheriffs, but they're deputies. So
Yes.
is there a distinction?
Synonymous, interchangeable, deputy sheriffs, right?
Okay.
So what we did is, the addendum was a separate document, but in order to integrate that language into the contract, which would tie the school and the county and the township together for repayment, we just inserted it.
Okay.
So we had, like the first 9 pages or so are what our attorneys drafted up for us, and then the addendum is added as an exhibit, I believe, so.
Okay. I didn't know if Mike Bouchard was gonna be here in the township to, like, oh, we're getting.
I'm his representative. How can I help you?
Chop
All right.
liver?
No, not at all. Mr. Swain, I believe.
Robert, do you have something?
Okay, so on the third whereas of the first page, it looks like something just got cut off there. I'm assuming that's supposed to be saying about how all three have signed some agreement referencing whatever, but it looks like the sentence just got cut off between copying and pasting at some point. So I imagine there's language out there in some draft that would be appropriate to fix that hole.
Yeah, well, I'll take a look at it.
Then, talking about the pricing, was that Exhibit C? Are the 2027 costs actually locked in? I thought those were still tentative. So I just want to clarify then that this is, what we anticipate the cost will be, but it's dependent upon what
The CPI is?
right.
Yeah.
Right. So it's the idea here is that the intent is that it's simply following the same. School pays 100% for the school session weeks. We pay 100% for the rest of the time, whatever the actual costs are from the county down the road.
That'll definitely be a matter
Right.
that we'll need to discuss depending upon what they come back with. But-
Right. I mean,
Yeah.
obviously, if it changes, I mean, there's termination provisions. If
Yes.
it goes up way too much for the school and we have time to deal with that, hopefully we don't. But
Correct, yeah,
I
45
just
days.
wanted to point out that, it's not necessarily gonna be this exact dollar amount. And then similarly, with those costs, there's a provision in the agreement with the county talking about how the SROs would be required to be provided with certain SRO-specific training, and that would be a cost that's passed through to us. So I guess I'm just looking for clarity of whether that's an actual extra cost or if that's in the base rate, and if it is an extra cost, do we also pass that through to the schools, or does the township cover that? Similar, I think the same kind of thing would apply in a overtime scenario. Say you guys have a special event. The agreement with the county says they bill us for those hours. I assume the idea is we would then bill you.
Well, police officers, we have a certain amount of training to attend to yearly. Historically, these were no-fill contracts, meaning that if we were at training, even if we were on short-term disability, how the contract is written, the township wouldn't get reimbursed for our absences. So this training, that would be, if you would like to revisit the contract talks and maybe figure out how much training, but
I
don't
have
foresee it
no
being
idea
more
what the
than-
magnitude is. If we're saying it's
it's usually just a week, like
roughly.
just a week for SRO-specific stuff, but our training day is designated on a Wednesday, and they're usually gone anyways if they need to attend that.
Okay.
But, yes, go ahead, please.
My understanding is also, so if that week of training occurs during the school year, it's a no-fill, yet we continue to pay
Yes.
the salary for that week, which is what I'm assuming them to mean by paying for the training.
Okay, that was
Paying for the officer's time.
Yes.
I'm hoping that's the
Yeah,
way it is. I
it
didn't
is.
know if we knew that it was something like there were extra costs associated with like training curriculum or special conferences or programs or something. I don't know.
So, law enforcement, we're allotted a lot of, like, I believe $2,500 per year for each deputy to train. So those
Okay, so
fees are paid
those
by.
officers would simply, that training allotment would go towards
Yes.
this kind of stuff.
And even when they're not at school, they still have to pay the bill for them. So.
Okay. All right. Sounds good then.
Is that good?
Yep.
Anyone else?
Steve, I just want to thank you and the school board for continuing to work with all of us in this program. We're the only ones who get together to make this happen, and I appreciate that long-time partnership and look forward to continuing it.
Mr. O'Neill, that feeling is mutual, and this one was a little bit more of a haul than the previous ones, but
For all of us.
I appreciate this board's support and our relationship with the sheriff's department here in Lyon Township. But, you know, there have been some transitions in terms of personnel, and we continue to go along seamlessly, which to me suggests we have a process and a program and a commitment in place, and we're grateful for that.
So I want to add to that too, is like I've always been a proponent of this SRO, and I want to thank this board for standing behind the SRO program, because again, like you say, Sean, no one else will step up to the plate. And to me, the children of our community are so important. And look in Minnesota what just happened. Now maybe an SRO would have stopped that. You know, maybe somebody in there with an armed person could have stopped that. And this is why I'm so proud that this board continually funds this position. I just think it's the most amazing thing, and I brag about you guys all the time because you're always behind it, and I absolutely am behind it. And thank you both for it. These two worked hard. I mean, this was not easy because of the big raises that all of us took, but they both came to the plate. This is amazing, and I'm very happy, and thank you both, and I know you worked hard.
Thank you.
John, to your point with, we're looking at the community, it's not just Lyon Township kids or South Lyon kids. I just had a question on page 5, where it talks about the SRO shall act as instructors for specialized short-term programs at all schools within the South Lyon Community Schools District. Does that mean that you will now be able to go to like Brummer Elementary or Salem Elementary, or is that?
No.
Okay.
Not unless it's an emergency, right? Mutual aid will go
Right.
as far as just patrolling. No, we just stick to what's in this vicinity, right?
Okay.
Our elementaries.
Does that need to
believe on the
reflect then
application.
in the contract that we do have those two schools that are not, because it says all schools within the South Lyon community?
But it was on the very front page.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's the distinction between where they're assigned and where they could go. But I don't necessarily think it needs to change, but it's.
No, I was just curious if it needs to say that within the text on page 5, in addition, or just to, just for clarification purposes.
Whatever you guys like.
I defer to our attorney on that.
Yeah, page 5 is just an exhibit that's riding along with the rest of the agreement, so I don't think it needs
Oh,
to
okay.
be
All right.
specified.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
So exhibit C would then, because it does say officers at South Lyon East, South Lyon High School, Millennium, and Centennial Middle Schools. So that's where they would be stationed, but they could move around if needed,
Right.
kind of thing. Okay.
Well, this is specifically, it says that they shall act as instructors for specialized short-term programs. So it's not necessarily within, their.
So like
normal-
if Kent Lake had an event, theoretically that exhibit A language is what says, oh, hey, we also have the flexibility to say we want one of the SROs to go speak to these elementary students or something.
We do that.
Right.
Yes.
That's basically what we're talking about here.
Right.
Is
And I think
saying-
like Alice training too, right?
Yes.
You do some of that
Yeah.
for the teachers and staff, right?
So out of curiosity, who's responsible for Alice training at Brummer and at Salem?
Well, again, those schools have not been included. It's just usually the
Right.
Kent Lake and the ones within the township.
Works with the Greenwood Police Department, and Salem works with the Washtenaw County Sheriff.
Okay,
Ah,
all
okay.
right, thanks.
Good to know.
So those students have that service provided to them, so they're not being excluded. It's, okay, all right, that's good to know, thank you.
Okay, anyone else? Anyone want to make a motion?
I'll move the approval of the agreement for the assignment and use of school resource officers between South Lyon Community Schools and the Charter Township of Lyon as presented.
I'll support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, great. Good job, you guys, good job.
Thank you.
Thank you for protecting the kids, too,
All
I
right.
appreciate it. All right, we're gonna move on. The next one is a consideration and approval of a resolution approving the detachment of the negotiated annexation agreement between the Charter Township of Lyon and Kenneth Coleman regarding the property at 543 Woodland Drive, and authorize the supervisor and clerk to sign the agreement. And again, this is a Woodland Drive situation over on the very west side of South Lyon. And we have one street that basically was annexed, the only part that wasn't annexed by the city. And back in the day, the board made an agreement that stated that if any of the sewer systems or water systems or whatever it was failed, and the township couldn't supply the water and sewer, then it would be okay for the township to go ahead and let the city annex it in. And we should stand behind that, and I think that it's a situation where there's no, the gentleman doesn't have a sewer system, and he needs to get hooked up to the sewer. So I would like to make this go and get it
This
hooked
is
up.
our third.
Yeah, and my only question was, is that what's driving it? Is the sewer
Yes.
connection
Yes,
is
yes.
driving this,
He had a-
right?
He had a failed
Yep.
sewer, and it's been a while. We really want to get him hooked up.
I was gonna say, because I
It's-
feel bad, everyone who switches over is gonna get a huge tax increase next time around too. It is 10 mils more,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mhm. And we did, John's right, we actually made that commitment when that parcel was annexed to the west. We actually were paid for that back then, and the agreement was, you will not take our residents unless they need or want to go in.
Right.
And this is the third parcel on that street,
Sure.
so it should be, yeah, I'm totally in support of it, so.
So failed septic system, and they can't get a septic permit because the lots are too small.
Right.
Yep.
Or if they wanted to go, we said that. I
Okay.
mean, but I don't know why, I wouldn't wanna pay higher taxes, but
Is sewer at the street? It's just as easy as a connection, there's no main extension?
it's
think
behind
just-
them.
Yeah,
Okay,
think-
but it's a connection to,
I think so.
the line is right there.
yeah, I think
Okay.
so.
I mean, that's good, makes it easier.
They need it hooked
Right.
up, and
They do.
I think we've
Right.
got to get this moved forward for them.
Yep.
So anyone like to make that motion?
I'll move the approval of resolution 2025-21.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? All right, great, thank you. Be appreciative. We're going to move on to consider an approval of the Rondo Road condominiums site condo review. I think Kevin's here tonight. I think he's the owner of the home there. They basically had started out as apartments, right, or townhouse that you were going to rent. And, you know, things happen over the time, and I think now he'd like to turn them into condos so he could absolutely have them, he could sell them, separate from each other and sell them. And I have no problem with that, but you guys can go ahead, and I don't know, Brian, if you want to.
I'll just add that the change being requested is simply the form of ownership. The structures themselves are permitted by right. There's no issues with setbacks or anything like that. It's been reviewed for zoning back when the original building permits were split. So the planning commission did review it. Per the ordinance, any site condo development comes to the township board. So that's the only reason it's here.
Okay, so anyone have any problem with that happening?
Well, John, then,
Okay. well
I'd
then-
like to make a motion to approve the Rondo Road condominium site condo review AP 25-36.
Support.
Okay, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Okay, thanks. All right, we're going to move on to consider the approval of Hickory Creek West special land use. And this is again about wellhead protection. And Brian, you want to fill us in? Are you all good, or?
I can. Just a brief overview. This is the vacant land at the very west end of Hickory Creek Road. approximately the southeast corner of 11 Mile and Milford. This is coming to you as an average lot size development, so the single-family lots that are involved in it will be slightly smaller than typical zoning. That decrease in area is being preserved as open space as part of this. But in general, the lots are the appropriate size. They're a similar size to the lots that are existing and being built out right now on the original Hickory Creek development. So this is something that is supported by the ordinance. The Planning Commission did hold the public hearing. The only feedback that we got were the original owners of the property who are concerned about flooding big picture, not necessarily this development, but big picture along that creek. So ultimately the Planning Commission did approve the site plan. They recommended approval of the special land use contingent on the Township Board's approval this evening.
Okay.
Thank you.
Everyone understand what's going on there? Leslie, you don't have anything?
No,
to-
she's-
Okay. Anyone have any questions? I know Paul's here if you need to talk to him, or if you don't, then we can make a motion to move it forward. Go ahead.
Leslie, is there, for this, with the concern about the flooding over there, is this more of a restricted outlet on that basin for the Blackwood drain?
It's not more restricted. The only drain that has a big restriction is New Hudson by the airport. So it's, would discharge at your normal ordinance requirement, which is more restrictive than Oakland County's. But there is a floodplain associated with the drain, so, but the lots are not within that.
Okay.
Okay, anyone else have anything they wanna? If not, a motion would be in order.
I'll make a motion to approve Hickory Creek West Special Land Use, AP 2537B.
I'll support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay. Thanks a lot. We're gonna move on to consideration of request a waiver of utility ordinance requirement to extend sanitary sewer across the frontage for Grand Napier Park because the property is located adjacent to the city of Wixom. And do you want to talk about this, Leslie?
Sure. The applicant is here tonight. There's a proposed site plan called Grand Napier Park on your eastern border with Wixom along Grand River. And your utility ordinance is very clear that it requires the extension of public water and sewer across the applicant's frontage. In this case, the parcel to the south would have access with the proposed extension that the applicant is showing on the south side of Grand River. And then their plan is to bore across the road to serve their development. So in my opinion, parcel that ends in 017 on the south side of Grand River would have access, and the need to extend across the frontage really is not warranted. The parcel south of that already have service, and so the applicant is formally requesting a variance. I have no objection at their request.
Plus, if we go east, isn't that Wixom?
Yes,
So
exactly.
that's why, I mean, it
Exactly.
makes sense
You're
not
at
to
your
go to
border.
Wixom, they're never gonna hook onto that.
No.
Yeah, the planning commission was in favor of this.
Well, this looks
That
like an
makes
easy
sense.
one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does, I agree.
With sanitary sewer only, is what
Yes,
they're asking for?
water's already there.
I'll move the approval of the request for a waiver from the Utilities Ordinance, Section 46-157, the requirement to extend sanitary sewer across the frontage for Grand Napier Park, which is AP 25-10, because the property is located adjacent to the city of Wixom.
Support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, thanks. All right, we're gonna move on. Consideration and approval of the Sheriff's Department request to review the flock safety cameras for 2 years in the amount of $18,500 annually for the total of $37,000. Okay, so we all know what the flock cameras are. We understand that they help the police department and, you know,
Definitely a valuable tool in our toolbox. There really isn't any kind of tangible advantage, but it's good at helping, you know, the people that are around us, right? We can use it to tie into crimes across the country if need be. Now I know there's some concerns recently with the privacy aspect, But again, there's no expectation of privacy on the license plate. Like, we haven't really targeted any of our residents. All of the arrests that we've had related to flock were from people coming into our township that don't live here. So for that reason alone, I think it's a valuable tool, right? We're close to the freeway, and a lot of bad things happen on that freeway. And oddly enough, they like to stop at Walmart, so which is why we've strategically placed them around those entryways, and we've gotten a lot of good arrests, right? And again, I think that aspect alone makes it valuable for us to continue this, because I've seen the kind of people that we arrest just based on the hits, and it gives us a head start, right? They know, well, we know that they're here and set up in the Walmart parking lot before they even know that we're aware of their existence. Again, it's the same price that it was. They didn't increase the rates on us. It's a 2-year term. Everything's already in place. It will be plug and play for us to just continue this. I know there's some concerns about the duration that it took for them to get up and going, but that was due to Oakland County's permitting for the right-of-way. We had to go through the process with the permitting department for the road commission to utilize that, but that won't be an issue now because everything's up.
Right.
So Lieutenant, how many, like the surrounding communities, I mean, most of them are on these flock cameras nowadays, aren't they?
Yes.
I mean, I don't think there's very few that aren't using them.
No, everybody does. Milford picked up where we didn't, so we can access theirs and they can access ours. Farmington Hills, Novi, they're everywhere. So when people come in our area and do bad things, we can pretty much lay out their route based on the license plate readers.
You know, unfortunately, where can you go where you're not on video? I mean, honestly, everybody that carries this, that's being tracked. Everybody that, you're on video on every doorbell now, you're on video in every store. I mean, I think the privacy thing has been gone, and it's gone for years. But I think for crime, I think it's a good thing, and it's only reading license plates, right?
Yes.
Just license plates.
Yep.
And you can follow them through the neighborhoods as if they steal a car and you catch them, you can follow them through the cameras, through the neighborhoods that have flock.
Yep, absolutely.
I think it's a good tool. I mean, I think it's a tool for you guys.
It is, and we utilize it for investigative purposes, and we've had great success with it. I mean,
And as I understand it, it's not just police agencies that use these now. I mean, the NCIC is the group of police agencies that share this, correct?
Yes.
And as I understand it, I think that the default setting is 30 days. It keeps this information and it purges it. So again, John, you made a good point. Anyone who carries a cell phone can't be terribly worried about their privacy, because how often you sitting around the kitchen table at dinner talking about wanting to go on vacation somewhere, and then 24 hours later stuff's popping on your phone. It's like, hey, let's go to Branson, Missouri, and do some gambling.
It is.
Anyway,
it is.
But as I came to find out through some conversations I had today, and thank you for the exchange we had today as well, private business is using them. I understand Lowe's uses them all over the country. So they're buying the same flock camera, and while they're not tied into the NCIC system, they're still able to give data to you when you respond to a call for service. So private businesses, and that's only going to increase.
Yes.
And so, I guess I would say that, if you're a law-abiding citizen, I guess I'm going to go out of my house. I expect that I don't have the right to total privacy if I'm walking down the street. And driving a vehicle is a privilege, not a right. And if you're driving your car down the street, your license plate's there for everybody to see. And I understand there are privacy concerns, and I respect people's opinion on that. But frankly, if you're going to go out and mingle in the public, don't be surprised if your face is being captured by security cameras, by a flock camera, which is not trained to take pictures of drivers. It's more the vehicle it's searching for. But I think we're way past that in our society, and it's only going to get, for better or for worse, it's only going to go more in that direction, I think. So,
I agree.
Yeah.
I think you kind of clarified this, but for the example of Lowe's has cameras, but it's a kind of a one-way relationship, right?
Yes.
Their cameras will feed into you being able to get an alert for a stolen car or something, but Lowe's can't go and use our cameras.
Correct.
Right. It's again, it feeds into that. There are some protections in place to try to limit this around logging when you try to access the system, if there were a problem down the road,
the 30-day retention period.
Yes.
Things like this that we have. And I would also say thank you also, because I know in the past I had asked about kind of some reporting on this, and I know you are now including flock incident numbers on the triannual report, so I appreciate that. So we can see that we are, getting use out of what we're paying for here.
Yes.
I think it'd actually be nice to maybe add a couple if need be. We got,
Look at his face.
We'll look at budget time.
I just want to put it out
It was
there.
previously on the budget, but
What do I tell you? We're not done.
last year was different.
Yeah, last year was different till we got the new contract.
I know.
So we're looking at keeping those, just so everybody knows, it's the same 5 permanent and the 1 mobile
Correct.
unit, right?
Yes.
Okay, somebody like to make a motion?
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
Do these, with reading the license plate, is this something that would be utilized with Amber Alerts or like missing persons?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yep. If an Amber Alert's issued and that vehicle drives through an intersection, it can direct our resources, if the agency has them, right?
Right.
In which most of them are transitioning to that. It's a really good tool, right? And we take full advantage of it.
I like the fact that it's not, it's not just about the public, like crime, and trying to, make those arrests, which is of course important, but also for, for public safety. If you're a parent and you've got an Amber Alert for your child, I think you would want as many eyes as possible looking for that child. So I like that component.
Okay.
For the camera that was down on Grand River at Kent Lake for a while, have they been able to address repairs and stuff in a more timely fashion, or?
Well, no, not to my. Initially, they wanted us to pay for it, so I went round and round with them about that. I'm like, hey, we rent this from you, so fix it. But I don't know if that timeline for repairs will decrease. They are out of Georgia, I believe, so I imagine they have a local representative. But I can follow up with. We do have a new representative for us, and I can ask him in the future if that would happen to maybe expedite it. But
Do we know in situations like that too, because we're paying, our subscription is per camera, right? If we're unable to use a camera, are we getting any sort of credit back for time that it's down if it's them dragging their feet? I understand if it's something where we're obstructing the process or not going out and getting a permit we need to, but
right.
just something to talk to the new rep about,
I can
just
ask
to
them
make
for
sure we're.
Yeah. If there's ever an instance where the camera's down and it's your responsibility, we'd like a credit.
Yeah.
I can bring that up.
Okay, any other? Anyone want to make a motion to approve this?
I'll make a motion to approve the request to renew the flock safety cameras for 2 years in the amount of $18,500 annually for a total of $37,000.
Okay,
Support.
all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Perfect.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thanks. All right,
I'm
now
done
we're
for the
gonna-
rest of the year.
Now we're going to move on to this 15-year process. So what step are we in now? Review the application for road vacation of New Hudson Road inside supervisor's plat and setting of public hearing on the application, road
Yes.
vacation. So we need 2 public hearings, one for inside the plat and one for outside the plat.
Yes,
And that's
those
these
that-
next 2.
Those that fall outside of the plat, if action is taken tonight to approve, that will take care of that process for those outside of the plat. If the process is approved for those inside, we still need to move to the next step, which is through circuit court. And
But
that
that
will be,
Sorry, to clarify, it would be after that we hold both public hearings
Yes,
that we would be
sorry.
doing the one, right? Not after
yes,
tonight.
you're correct, after the public hearings, if they're approved.
Okay, so the first one for
Inside the plat.
Inside the plat.
you're saying that one, we set a public hearing tonight?
Both of them, we're trying to set the public
At the
hearings for
same
next
night.
month.
Okay.
And at the public
Okay.
hearings, everybody will have an opportunity to give input.
My head is spinning with this.
Oh, I
This is
know.
like I
So
just
tonight,
can't.
we're not really reviewing the application so much as we're not reviewing the substance so much as, hey,
Correct.
the application's been properly received, let's schedule the hearing,
Yep.
and then we'll get to the
Yep.
final review.
So hopefully next month it will go on the agenda for the public hearing and discussion and move forward from there.
Okay.
so we're way too far in this to say no public hearing, so let's go ahead and set a public hearing.
We
So-
really don't want to put on the brakes now. We've already gotten halfway through the
So reviewing it,
process.
reviewing it.
Halfway?
John,
Well, the
reviewing it,
county's
sim-
approved everything, so now we're on the local level, so we're in limbo right now.
Oh,
It's in our packet, we talked about it tonight, so that's reviewing it, right? It's not
Yeah.
specific what needs to be done. I mean, I don't think we all want to read through everything we've already seen, right? So now
Yeah.
it's just a motion.
Correct.
Chris
Yes.
is going to make the set
Yes.
public hearing.
Yeah, that's what we need to do.
Word by word.
Fantastic.
I'll make a
Let's
motion
make
to
a
set
motion.
a public hearing for at our October 6th meeting.
Support.
All right, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Okay, so that takes care of both of them items, right? Or do we need to do the second one? too?
Yeah. Well, I'll make a motion to,
I think they should be separate.
Okay,
Go ahead,
so
Chris.
make another one.
I'll make a motion to set the public hearing for the road vacation of New Hudson Road outside Supervisor's Plat for October 6th.
I'll support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Awesome, thanks for getting through that.
Thank you.
All right, we're gonna move on to the consideration to approve the 2026 tax rate request, L4029 millage rate. Do this every year. And Patty, I think you got it all
It's
set.
I need to get these submitted for the Board of Commissioners to approve. Of course, we'll hold our actual public hearing probably in the December board meeting where we approve the budget, but this is so that I can get it to the county board, and that's what I needed. So she'll be pounding on me until I get it to her. So. And you'll notice that finally the library is on there. So it is exactly what we promised the public. I reviewed it with Baker and Tilly, and it is going to be .4677, so that's finally gonna hit. And our first payment, I think, is next May, so we'll have the funds to make our first payment.
So you'd like a motion to approve this, wouldn't you?
Yes, I would.
On that, thank you for providing this per usual, and I will make a motion to approve the 2026 tax rate request, L4029 millage rate.
Support.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Yes.
Wonderful. That concludes our meeting tonight. Has anybody got any further things they'd like to talk about? Okay, seeing none, I'm going to consider this meeting adjourned. Thank you all.
Thank you. I was going to publicly thank Matt for being here. I haven't seen him in a while.